In this second chapter, we will review the hardware and software setup. So if you want to follow the labs of this MOOC, you will need some specific software installed on your computer, and you will need also some hardware. Let's review first the software environment, and then we will unbox the STEval kit that we'll use in this MOOC. The very first element you will need for this MOOC are the two archives, the zip archives that are located in the materials section of this MOOC. The first one is the datalogger application, and the second one is the application that will infer on the generated library from the NanoEdge AI Studio tool. Both projects have been started from a project created using the CubeMX tool. All the steps of this project creation are described in the dedicated slide set. So if you want to recreate this project, you can using the slide set. It will not be covered in this MOOC, however. So in the case you want to recreate this project, you will need also the CubeMX configuration tool. We use the 1.4 version, but the higher version will also work. And the associated Cube firmware package, the package that contains all the drivers for the Alpha MCU family, can be downloaded separately or directly within the STM32 CubeMX. You can find hyperlinks in this presentation in the PDF format of this presentation, also in the materials section of this MOOC. Finally, to program, to debug, to build the application, both datalogger and the final application to use the library, you will need the STM32 Cube IDE, and the version that was used for this MOOC is the 1.9, but a higher version, again, will also work. And the last component you will need, of course, is the NanoEdge AI Studio itself. That can be also downloaded as a trial version in the link provided in this slide. Regarding the hardware requirements, you will need first one micro SD card. This will only be needed for the chapter 4 when we do the data logging directly from the NanoEdge AI Studio. Otherwise, you will not need this SD card. Two micro USB cables. So these are regular USB cables that we use for most of our STM32 development kits. On one end, it should be USB type A, and on the other end, micro B. And the STEval STWin KT1B board then can be ordered from the link that is in this presentation. We will not use the battery, so do not plug the battery. We will see in the unboxing in a few seconds. And we will not use either the blue cradle that is provided in the blister. The reason for the battery is to keep the software as simple as possible, so do not need to add some extra function to handle the charging of the battery, and the cradle is also to save some time when unpacking the ST evaluation board and avoid the screwing step. So the hardware setup comes like this. You have first the two USB cables, micro USB cables, the SD card. Here we use a 16 gigabyte, and the card itself. So it comes like this in the blister, and we will only use the board itself, of course, the ribbon to connect the external ST-Link, and to plug it, you just need to get it out of the bag and plug it on both sides. So here you cannot put it in the wrong way because there is security for that, and it comes on this one here, and then you will plug one USB cable on this side for the power supply, and the other one here for the debugging link. And you plug both of them to your PC, or you can plug this one on a power supply. This is the end of this chapter on the software and hardware setup. Take your time now to install all the required software and prepare your board. and then switch to the next chapter.